if you are not growing your business, profits and sales at 25%, you can't really give yourself a high score. Now remember, score these companies as you go along. So just remember, if you don't measure the metrics competitively, you're not getting a score. 0, 1, 2 maybe, low score. You don't need 5 on every score, by the way, but just saying 25% or more. That gets a 5. I know some of you are growing at 50% or more. I'm just saying that if I'm an acquirer and I'm seeing a consistent pattern of growth at that 25% level, as a public company, I'm probably not growing at that rate, so you're bringing something attractive to me. The question is, as you look at your own business, is it growing at 25%? Why not? And the issue really I find often with companies that aren't growing at the right level, it's actually relatively simple. They haven't set up a structure around scaling, meaning they're not addressing the big issue or the big issues. They're only addressing sales. So what scaling should address, whether you're 3 million or 300 million or 3 billion, is the scaling of CAPS. That stands for control. You should feel over time you've got greater control over essential business functions. Alignment, a killer piece. All activities should be aligned to big, audacious goals. Predictability, as you lean in to higher levels of protocol and systems, your forecast should get more predictable. The more you forecast, the better you get. And funny enough, one of the more maybe unusual things to see, safety. Always the Scottish Chartered Accountant in me. Always safety. Always cautious. So you can still scale, but I actually want you to keep in control the alignment and the predictability and the safety. So scaling isn't the same as sales growth because there's more to it than that. Look, the Inc. 500 and 5,000 is full of fireworks. Sure, the sales have been growing for 3 years in a row. What's the bottom line like? Please don't use Amazon or HubSpot or some other loss-making public company as your poster child. You'll go bust. You know, HubSpot's got a couple of $100 million in the balance sheet. Sure, they can make losses. If you've got a couple of $100 million in the balance sheet, I don't think so. I'm used to lurching from payroll to crack it and then getting beyond that. If you're making less than 3 million EBITDA, you're lurching from payroll to payroll. You thought it was sales, but you know, you've got to get into a safety. Now, each sector's got different measures, maybe 500,000, maybe 1 million, but I'm just saying, you'd be surprised what safety feels like. So there is a scaling to that, but control, alignment, predictability. And the other big thing is people get confused when they're not producing this, what sales processes look like. It is not a CRM system. It is not Sandler, badly taught. A sales process is something like diagnostic selling that takes you through discovery, diagnostic questioning, design, and delivery. It's got high world-class psychology built into the sales cycle. You're defined by the questions you ask. You know, a sales process that goes for insightful knowledge of a customer will get you to a much higher growth level. If sales aren't happening, it's because you don't understand your customers well enough. Now, your product might be below par as well, but I'm just saying that it starts with really understanding those customers on the back of a brilliant positioning statement.